Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought about a revolution in the society, in the thinking of the society. And now that was taken forward by Srila Prabhupada in not only confining Mahaprabhu's mission and his revolutionary spirit to the country of India, but Srila Prabhupada took it all over the world. People from Japan, people from the US, people from Europe, people from all parts of the world, Srila Prabhupada brought together, and he united them under the roof of Krishna consciousness. Now, taking that forward, taking that spirit of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada forward, we want the message of Krishna consciousness to continue being passed on to the youth of today, to the younger generation of today. And we want to present Krishna consciousness, which is a timeless knowledge. It is not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this 500 years ago, or Krishna gave this knowledge 5,000 years ago from the Bhagavad Gita, and it is no more relevant today. No, it is as relevant, or I would say even more relevant today than it was in those days. So we want to bring out the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita and present it to the world in a way which the world can benefit utmost from it in today's world. And so for that we want to create a platform from where this knowledge can be disseminated. There has to be a center from where this knowledge has to go out. So Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to this world 5,000 years ago, and Krishna started his life from this place, Vrindavan. So where better to situate this platform than in Vrindavan? And that is how this whole project was conceived, and that is how it has come about. So when I look back at how we started this project, about 2-3 years back, when we used to approach people and talk to them about this project, they used to think that we are simply dreaming. In fact, people have seen the various illustrations that we would show them, and they would say it all looks very nice on paper, but how is it ever going to come to reality? So there was a lot of skepticism, but recently in the last few months, after we have really taken off, people's confidence level has gone up. So now people are more supportive, they are more enthusiastic, and practically everyone whom we meet, they are all enthused that yes, such a nice project is going to come up. It is going to put Vrindavan really on the world map, and it is to make every Indian, it is going to make every Indian proud that yes, we can do things which the world will take notice of. So we have, there has been lot of appreciation, lot of enthusiasm, lot of people are really looking forward to this project. Of course, there have been some concerns too. Some people feel that this project may not suit Vrindavan's profile. Vrindavan is supposed to be more of forests and more of groves, more of ghats and those kind of stuff. But the fact is that when 5,000 years ago, when Krishna was here, the whole of Braj was filled with forests. There were 12 forests, Dwadasha Kanan, and it used to be filled with ponds, flowers, fruit-bearing trees, birds of all kinds, peacocks, and all sorts of beautiful flower-bearing trees and plants, and beautiful lakes filled with swans and streams gurgling, and Yamuna ji used to be so beautiful, pristine. With time, all these things have changed. So now if you come to Braj, in the entire Braj, you will not find any forest, because over a period of time, the habitations have taken place, the forests have got denuded, and so many things have happened. So the place where we are located in right now, the project where we are located now, is, earlier the lands where what you are seeing right here used to be just some dry lands where hardly any crop used to happen. It used to belong to all farmers, and once in a year there is only one crop of mustard which happens, that too with great difficulty, because the groundwater here is very contaminated and the soil was not producing enough. So this area, if you see, was devoid of any trees, and there was no cultivation happening, and practically it was almost barren land. So we have taken such a piece of land, and that's where we are doing our project. And what we want to do is we want to transform this land, and we are not only just building a temple, we are also surrounding with more than 20 acres of forest. So if you look at Braj today, 20 acres of forest you will not find anywhere. This will be the first place where the reforestation is going to happen. And our hope is that this project will inspire more plantations to happen and bring back the lost glory of Vrindavan and Braj by encouraging people to come up with more plantations and bring back that original form of Braj, where there are a lot of forests and trees and fruits and flowers and all these kind of things. And we also want the temple and this project to become a center for renovating, restoring and preserving the ancient places of Lord Krishna's pastimes. So that is also in our vision, and in time, with Krishna willing, we will become instruments in those things too.